Hello everyone, welcome to
Hello
WOR.
and welcome to WR Tier 4, and it's the first race of the season. We don't know how fast these guys are going to be. I'm joined by I have... What is wrong with my brain today? Seriously, what is wrong with my brain? I am joined by Steve. Hello
Hello,
mate, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I am very good, thank you. And it should be a good one today, of course, at such an iconic track, Belgium. And such, of course, a high-level tier. We're bound for some good racing today, aren't we?
Yes, we are definitely bound. The drivers are out now doing their pre-warm-up laps. Most drivers have gone for the softs, it seems. No, most of them going for the mediums, sorry. Most gone for the mediums, it seems. All trying to set that early quick banker to then go on the softs later on in the session.
In fairness, it does make the most sense, of course. You want to make sure you get on the better race tyre, but I feel like this pack is going to be too close for anyone to be able to get through on the medium compound tyre. So maybe it might end up just being about saving a set of tyres.
Yeah, that is what could be done, especially if there's a late safety car. That could throw everything up into the air if you've not saved a set compared to the other drivers. So we can see what happens. And the first driver on the lap seems to be LGS.
It is LGS, yeah. In the Alpine, heading down the Camel Straight now. Not the Camel Straight, not the animal. It's the Camel Straight. I don't actually know what that means, to be honest. But he heads into the first of the tighter chicanes. Of course, Eau Rouge itself being a chicane. It's a weird old track, this one. But now he heads into the hairpin of the track. And right the way down into gear 2 he'll go. And goes slightly wide there. He wouldn't have wanted that. Misses the apex, and that will slow him down. On this one, as he gets a massive bit of oversteer, having to correct it, turns it into understeer. And this is not going to be a fast lap from LGS from what we've seen so far.
No, a lot of scruffy mistakes here, especially a lot of lockups from LGS so far. Not been the cleanest of laps, but still it's only a banker, so we can just use this as a delta to work on. It's what most of us drivers do. We look at the delta and try work on that, but we'll see how the rest of the lap goes. He set a 15.6 middle sector. That's a decent middle sector, not the best, not the worst I've ever seen. So through Blanchimont now, 8th gear, flat out all the way, take the tightest line possible. We now go into the bus stop, brake at the 100-meter board, down to third. He's locked up a bit more, he's messed up the angle for the final corner. Nico's retired at the top of the Eau Rouge and Radion, and LGS sets a 44.3.
Yeah, he'll definitely have to improve that one, won't he?
Yes.
We can expect anyway. I would be surprised if that's not beaten in this one. But Nico, big shame for him, crashing out at Radion, and he's got a lot of work to do in the race now. Most likely starting in P20. The exact opposite end of the grid you want to go into. And Sem, on that soft compound tyre, only man so far to set a lap on the softs. They set a 42.9. So that's what they're looking at. They're looking to try and get about a second and a bit away from him. And Fat Blocky Man has already managed to do that.
Yes. I don't know. Matt Vettel has got into P2 about 4 tenths behind Sem there. Fat Blocky Man, the fastest of the medium runners so far. So he seemed to have set a brilliant lap time, 7 tenths behind Sem. So we'll see how the other drivers do.
And of course, with Zizou in P6 currently, on that soft compound tyre, he is struggling in that Red Bull, and it's not looking too great for him. Of course, his teammate is currently leading this qualifying session. He'll be wanting to keep that one around there, if not faster. He'll definitely be wanting to improve. He's been validated this time round, so it's going to have to be next time for Zizou.
Yes, this is also a track where you have to be very cautious on fueling on your quali lap. Because if you under fuel and you want to go for another run, you can't do it.
Oh, Callum's out!
Oh, was that a big one?
At Radion, switched onto him as he crashed, spins round straight into the inside wall, and it's an odd way to crash out at Radion. Most of the time you lose the rear end and spear into the outside tyre barrier, but he has smashed the inside and completely lost his wheel and is out of this session. But we'll be starting ahead of Nico. So P19 at the worst it will be for Callum.
Yes, that is going to be heartbreak for the Haas driver. He could have maybe set a pole position lap time. We'll never know now. But we have Alfie guy on the softs on his out lap with AMG Chris boxing from his medium lap.
Yeah, they've got to come into the pits decently fast at this track. It's a track where your timings need to be on point because you don't have much time in a short qualifying session. The lap times are the longest on the calendar, 1 minute 45. Well, not shorter than 1 minute 45, but about that we'll go with. And it just means that you have to be really careful and really definite with your timings. As Fairley goes fastest then, only slightly, but he is fastest so far, and he did it on 2 lap old softs. So watch out for him later on, especially if he boots on a fresh set of softs. He could be going much faster than that.
This is what I said about the fueling. If you want to go for another run, that could be crucial, and Fairley's just proven my point. Archie, I think... Yes, Archie has topped Blocky Man's time and has gone quickest of the medium drivers. That is a brilliant lap there by the McLaren driver. We'll see how everyone else does now. They should be coming in and putting on a brand new set of softs for the for this second run of qualifying.
Yeah, of course you don't want to be going out on the same set as before. That would be a big mistake. Of course, if you start in the top 10, you do have to start on that set of tyres. So this is important for these guys. They need to make sure that they get the right tyre to start the race, but also get as high up as physically possible. But especially at a track like this, you can sacrifice your qualifying slightly because there's a lot of overtaking opportunities.
Yes, a very big amount of overtaking opportunities. It gets a bit of the dirty air in the middle sector, but the rest of the lap, you can just use a lot of DRS and ERS to overtake the cars in front, where we have Alfie now, the first of the second run laps, as he's going down the Camel Street into Le Com. Down to 4th, he touches the curb. It sends the car into a bit of an oversteer, but that sometimes can work out in your favour with the rotation. Not full throttle, just a little bit of throttle through the corner there. Rivage, all nice and tidy. Through No Name, oh, he gets a bit wide. That is so lucky not to be an invalidation there. Through Pouon, he drops it down to 6th, up to 7th. He gets it a bit wide mid-corner there. That's not going to be very good. Now, through the chicane, down to 4th, not taking the curbs. Up to 5th, a bit of oversteer there as well from the curb. Down to 3rd, through the Stabilos. Now we're going to go flat out through here. 15-3 middle sector for Alfie here on the softs. Apparently purple. I don't really think so, but we'll see as he's going through Blanchimont now. 8th gear, 195 miles an hour at times. As we're going to go into the bus stop chicane. At the 100 meter, breaking down into 2nd gear. He goes a bit wide of the apex of the first bus stop. Perfect through the 2nd bus stop. Down on the power. Oh, across the line to set a 44.0.
Definitely not what he would have wanted there at all. He's the slowest of the soft runners so far, so very much off of the pace. We've got a prediction, well, we've got someone saying that go Valet, so obviously got some support there. There's the Aston Martin driver and the 2 CRT drivers, who incidentally are both driving for McLaren. Archie and Phoenix both got support in the chat there as well. Could that be a sign of what's to come? Could that support be there for good reasons, or could it also be there to try and will them on to just 1 or 2 points? We'll have to wait and see in this race. Blair's just starting his lap. Ads is about to finish his. He's about to come through the sector 2 splits. What time will he get in the middle sector?
14.4.
And that's a 14.4. That's a very nice.
That is a very quick middle sector there from Ads. The best I think we've seen this session. He's absolutely flying on this lap as he's going to go into the bus stop. He's going to catch up to his teammate, so there won't be enough. It won't be enough of traffic to put him off because his teammate probably will start his lap now. Yes, of Surfy, but he's going to put the power down out the bus stop across the line to set a 43.0, a very respectable lap time there from the Ferrari driver.
Yep, very good time from him indeed. Fat Blocky Man is up by a second at the moment. That'd be enough to put him up into the lead, and of course he's still got 2 corners to go.
Sam's
So
gone
what time would it be for him?
quickest. He's gone
Sam,
quickest by
wonderful
only
time
a
there.
few hundredths, and Fat Blocky
Oh.
Man has just gone provisional pole with a 1:42.3. That is the quickest lap by quite a margin there by the Mercedes driver.
Wonderful lap from Fat Blocky Man. He really put the power down and really set a wonderful lap time for the rest of the medium compound runners to attack, and Archie will be the one who I would say is probably going to be attacking that time the most, as he's starting his lap now. Keep one eye on him. Surfy's also going to try and beat it, but he has invalidated in that Ferrari. We saw him start his lap just before Ads finished his, so watch out for him here. He's invalidated again, so might not be looking too good. Valley's gone up into P8, but Blair goes up into P2 for Aston Martin.
And Oscar goes quickest.
And Oscar goes fastest.
He messed up the bus stop, so he could come back in if there is time. Yes, there is time, but he can come back in. He messed up the bus stop. He went a bit too deep into the first part, so that really messed up his second part of the bus stop. So we can maybe see a 41 here in this session, depending on
I would agree.
if the bus stop will catch him out again.
I think we could see it from a decent amount of drivers as well. Of course, Archie still on his lap. He could be improving more. He's got 1/10 up in the first sector. He's taking the esports line. He's on the AstroTurf strip at the edge of the track there. The Pasta Maldonado line, actually, because Pasta Maldonado actually took that line first. He did spin, but
Yeah, he
that
sort of
doesn't
did
matter.
bin it, but yeah, that don't
It's
matter.
fine.
He invented the line. It's the Maldonado line, as I like to call it. As we're going through Stabilo with Archie, what's his middle sector? A 14.0. He's up by 8 tenths. This would put him around about P7. So we can see what he does in the bus stop. We didn't see his bus stop last time. He's catching up to the Mercedes. I think this is of Fat Blocky Man. Yes it is. He gets out of the way nicely. Through the bus stop.
Could have taken more curb on the first bit there, couldn't he? He could have taken that slightly tighter.
He definitely could have took that tighter, but we see his time is third with a 1:42.4. An absolutely beautiful lap there by Archie. Not the quickest though we've seen so far.
No, it's not. He did very, very well there. Oscu has invalidated this lap. He's going to have to pull into pits. He does not have enough fuel left. Archie could go again if he goes now, although he's just about to run out of fuel and he's lifted through a rouge, so this is not going to be a lap for him. Sem is invalidated. Jaffa is going extremely slowly through Blanchimont. Matt Vell is on a lap, I believe. No, he's on a slow one.
Well, Jaffa's run out of fuel, so that's kind of not very good, especially if we want to get back in time.
No. Yeah, that's not good at all. Where is he on track at the moment? Oh,
he's come through bus stop.
That's fine.
Before we
Sem's got to get out of the way of Surfy. He's not gone out of the way. Surfy wasn't on a lap anyway, but Zizu deciding, not Zizu, Sem deciding not to get out of the way of Surfy. That could have ended badly if Surfy was actually on a lap, but he wasn't. So lucky there.
That was very lucky indeed. But before these final runs, let's have some predictions, especially from you, Westy. Who do you think's going to get the top three?
It's got to be the top three right now, doesn't it? Oscu, Fat Blocky Man, and Archie. Because we know Archie and Oscu can get that bus stop chicane better. That's their kryptonite here. And Fat Blocky Man, of course, was fastest on the mediums. I think he can be fastest on the softs as well. It's definitely a fight between these two. I'm going to say Oscu pole, Fat Blocky second, and Archie third. So exactly how they are at the end.
I'm going to go for a curveball here. I'm going to go for an Oscu pole, a Archie second, and I'm going to go for AMS Fairley in third. Because I've seen his pace round here due to an event in the Big Twos, and it seems he can be quick. So I will go for Fairley as being P3 here.
Well, he's on his outlap now, so we're going to stay on board with him and watch him as he does this. He's taking the esports line even on his outlap.
You got to practice the line, perfect it before the lap. Phoenix is going to be starting.
If the driver took that in real life, they really would spin like Maldonado.
They really would. There will be no traction, no grip. The game's just that unrealistic that you can do it. But
Surprise, surprise, fake grass doesn't give you grip. Who would have known?
Oh, I wouldn't have known. Oh, that would have been a curveball for me.
Fairley is heading through Blanchimont now. Then he will start his lap in that AlphaTauri, man who has been predicted for P3 by Steve. So we'll see whether he lives up to the expectations. Of course, he set his last fastest lap on 2-lap-old softs. So you can add in about 2 or 3 tenths of improvement just through that.
Now that's if he didn't make any mistakes on his lap.
Yeah, exactly.
I am watching
So,
Phoenix right now.
Starting his lap now.
He's got a very tidy lap so far, Phoenix. Oh, as I say that, he goes a bit deep at Rivage. He locks up the right front. Oh, and he's gone a bit wide there at No Name. He's not invalidated, taking the esports line. But as soon as I say he was on a good lap, he's been a bit scruffy. But it seems to be a quick...
Oh, and the other McLaren has stopped on track. Archie's out.
Oh.
He's binned it. Archie has binned it at No Name, the exit of No Name. He's hit the wall.
Oh, that is...
Next person to cross that area will be Fairley.
It shouldn't hold him up at all. He should be fine.
He is in the middle of the track, in fairness. I saw that on Sem's point of view, looking back. He's gone now, but literally just coming out of No Name here, must have spun it, smacked it into the wall, and bounced back onto the track.
Yeah,
Only
he's
explanation
gone now.
I can think of.
As Fairley now going through Puon. Perfect line, I would say, through there. Maybe a bit wider of the apex, but a decent line. Sem's not made it to the line. Phoenix has finished his lap. Oh, he's coming to the pit lane, in fact, I think, Phoenix. And he will not improve, starting P14. As Fairley sets another 14-0 middle sector, he's up by 4 tenths. So if he has a perfect bus stop here, we could see Oscu be toppled by Fairley.
We could, but he has to make it perfect. Or maybe he made a mistake in the bus stop chicane last time, and he improves even more. Could this be the first 41 lap time today? I don't think it will be. He went slightly deep into the first part of the bus stop chicane. And slightly sluggish exit, but we'll see. He crosses the line. It's a 42.4, puts him in P3. He's in P3 currently. You said he'd be P3.
Yes, my prediction could be coming true. Fat Blocky Man is up by a tenth of a second. Will he be able to get... And he does! A 42-1!
Oh, and Oscu's down. Oscu is down by a tenth.
But we know
his
bus stop was bad.
Can he get the pole position? He activates that DRS, crosses line. What time would it be?
Oh,
it's not quite enough.
42-2, only improved by 0.04 of a second. My top 3 is there at the minute, but just the top 2 are in the wrong order.
Yeah. And mine was screwed over by Archie crashing. I blame him completely.
I don't think he would
Ads
have
goes P3! It's changed! Ads moves up into P3 after a beautiful lap. He was a couple tenths up in the middle sector, but gains the rest in the final sector. 42.3.
Alfie a 44-0 on the
That is it.
Yeah, this is the end of qualifying. This is your top 3. Ads, Oscu, and Fat Blocky Man. A brilliant qualifying session there by those 3. Look how close the field is as well, may I say. Not even a second, probably covering the top 10.
Yep, and remember, of course, these guys running no assists as well. So they are right the way up there in terms of how well they're doing. And I haven't seen a lockup so far today.
I've seen a few going through Rivage, but like they're nothing major, especially through bus stop as well. That's how they've been going deep into the corner. But a second separates the top 13. That is very close, especially if people invalidated. It could have been even closer.
Oh yeah, 100%. Surfy we saw invalidate. And also Phoenix, of course, messed up. And Callum and Nico, of course, crashed out. We could see those guys jumping right the way up the order. But the constructor to watch out for at the moment is no one. There is no constructor that's looking better than the others.
No.
It's a complete mix in the field.
This is what F1's all about, really, isn't it? Everyone...
I've just realised that Mercedes are first and last out of the people who've set laps as well. So, Mercedes sandwich.
There you go, 2022. George Russell, first or last? Hamilton, first or last? We will never know.
I wouldn't expect that. Alright, they're running up at 26 past.
At 26 past.
It looks a bit gloomy.
It does look very gloomy indeed. We could see a bit of rain spice things up, especially with the amount of
That's
people
what
that
I
went on
was
softs,
thinking,
but
yeah.
that's kind of usual around here, so it's an easy soft medium. But we could
Yeah,
see
we'll
some
see.
rain.
Most definitely a possible scenario here. I'd love to see some rain. That always spices things up, especially through Eau Rouge. That's a tricky corner at the best of times.
Surf.
So
Oh,
we
someone's
shall have
readied
to wait
up.
and see.
Yeah, who's readied up? But Matt, Valet, and Surfy have all gone on the mediums to start with. And same with
Ooh.
Hallam.
How can you
This
see that? That's my
race
question. Oh,
director.
you've clicked race director.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I've clicked the race director.
Yeah.
Oh no!
So that's a smart
Most
idea.
Chris has also just turned to the mediums, so they could be
Ooh.
doing the opposite strategy. And if this early safety car comes out, oh no!
They'll be
Now it's
leading.
everyone but Tom Clark outside the top 10 is on the mediums. That has just changed
I
very
wouldn't be
quickly.
surprised by that. I would not be surprised, of course. I guess Tom Clark's going to go for the good start here. He's going to want to jump up some place at the beginning. It's not a long run down into turn 1, though. It's actually an illegal turn 1, is this one. It's 1 metre too short, I think. Or, no, 4 metres too short.
Wow,
Like that.
I didn't actually know that.
That run down to turn 1.
I think.
And the track is 4 metres too long, technically.
Ow.
So, you know.
I think we should have this as a weekly occurrence. Facts with Westy.
Thank you. I only know facts about this track, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, we could do a bit of research before each weekend. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, exactly. We can work it out.
As we're on the formation lap now, everyone's just warming up the tyres, really. Just trying to get the best start possible is the main aim. Especially with
And of course, not hitting each other under this.
And
as well.
Alfie is spun. He is spun under the safety car.
You see, my question there is, how?
He's on the straight as well, so like, he must have been weaving
He
too
was maybe-
aggressively. I don't blame him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's the only way I can think that would happen. It has to be if you just weave too aggressively and then spin.
I have done it
He
sometimes.
didn't look too consistent in qualifying, so it could just be that as well. Not
Yeah.
very consistent.
It
or
might
maybe
not.
trying to avoid some. He's gone off the track, the Rivage there.
I think that's just to help warm up the outsides a bit, getting a bit more understeer through the corner. Nah, he's just trying to catch up, I think. Just trying to take as much speed through the corners to catch up.
Didn't take the esports line there. Definitely is not taking K1 correctly.
He's definitely trying to catch up quickly. There's no other reason for this, but it's understandable. You spin, you want to catch right back up to the field and get your position back.
Yeah, you also don't want to hold up the pack as well. You don't want to be letting the whole pack, especially when your teammates first. You don't want to be holding up the pack and making them all start on 40-degree tyres, because that would not be good.
Yes, and also
Nor would you want to retake your positions and crash them all out.
Yes, there will be some very angry drivers in the chat saying, hurry up. But see, I don't think he's... I think he's staying off a bit so he could cool down his tyres after that push. It don't really matter if he takes
Although,
his position.
in fairness, he could just kind of relax through the last 2 corners. He'd be completely fine.
Yeah, because you don't really need to take your position, do you? Because it will automatically put you in them.
Exactly.
As the AI have officially taken over. I want a
They
good
have.
view of the lights here. I'm going to try to find the best
Do
view.
this.
I think Fairley's
That
got one
blocky
of the
man
good
with his-
views. Oscu's got a brilliant
That
view.
Fat Blocky Man is using his pink... the man in the pink and green helmet, starting on pole position here.
If you want a good view, look at Oscu.
Oh, and it's looked gloomy again. Here we go.
Yep.
We've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's go, go, go here in Belgium. And what a start it is from Fat Blocky Man. Getting away really nicely there.
Oscu around the
And
outside.
Williams cannot get around the outside. Ads down the inside. Going to try and make a move. Can he make something work here? Ads is very, very close. But I think he's just going to have to defend from Oscu. He's made the move up into P2 as Ads. Oscu down a position at the start of this race. And Archie's trying to hold on at this stage, trying to get close. Oscu lifts through Eau Rouge. And now this is Archie's chance. Round the outside he tries to go.
Oh, let me
They
make
bang
contact.
wheels multiple times. Can Archie hold on? Can he stay side by side as they head into Les Combes? I don't think he can. He lifts off slightly. And they return to their positions once again.
That was a very hectic first few corners. It's still going off at the back here. Phoenix and that having a bit of a collision. Oh, but Blair's out. Oh, and Phoenix is round. Oh, and he's hit Tom Clark. A bit of front wing damage, I think, for Phoenix. Not for Tom, it seems. But with a VSC on our first lap of the season. That was absolutely very intense indeed. Ads with
I
a
have to
beautiful.
say, I thought Oscar and Archie were gonna take each other out.
So
have
did
to
I.
say, down the Camel Straight,
I thought that.
banging wheels.
I thought that Archie was gonna maybe take the rear of Oscar round the front of his car, but it didn't seem to happen. Ads with a beautiful start though, up to P2. You can't ask for better than that. Well, you could ask for P1.
No, you can't. Yeah.
But it was
Quite
a bit
hard to
hard with Blocky, man. They were 3 wide at one point through the source.
They were.
But Ads is now focused on Fat Blocky Man in front. Will he be able to get him is the question.
But what they'll be focused on right now is their delta, which is most likely in the top right-hand corner of their screens. They'll be focusing their eyes on it, slightly looking across at the track going, am I under the time? Am I under the time? Am I under the time? Need to make sure I'm right. Because you don't want to drive through penalty in the first lap of the
very scary.
season,
Oh, it seems like I thought the VSC was ending then, because they were going very fast.
Yeah, I think...
That's the scariest
I think
moment of the
Blocky is messing with them here. I think Blocky is messing with them.
No, I think they're going
Surely
now.
we're going now.
Surely.
Yeah,
we're
going
green.
again.
Green flag. Yep,
No one gets a penalty at all.
No, lads,
Now,
good to
Ads
see.
will be right in the slipstream, and Archie's so close to Oscar. Oscar messes up Eau Rouge again. Archie's right by the side of him. Round the outside he goes with a little kick of a right-hander. And now Archie down the Kemmel Straight. Can he make this move into
Round the
con?
outside.
He's going to have to go round the outside of the McLaren.
He's
Can
been
he get
forced
past all
off.
him? No, he can't. He gets pushed slightly wide, forced off the track, and Oscar stays in P3.
Oh, it seems that Oscar forced him off a bit there, but I would say that's all fair. A bit of understeer, I would say, there for Oscar, especially with the curb on the inside being very good at spinning you out. But it seems that these two, Archie got a bit of oversteer, I don't know name there, but it seems that these two are racing hard. Especially Archie tried to get in front and catch the 2 cars in front. It seems like we could start a bit of a DRS train here from about Oscar downwards to about...
In fairness,
Out
Oscar
of
can
GS.
catch Ads, and if Ads can just gain that extra 1,000 he needs now, we could definitely see a DRS train from 1st to 10th. From all of the side.
Oh, and Ads is round! Ads is round! He's hit the wall!
Oh!
He's reversing across the track. Thank God for ghosting.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone would be out at this stage if it wasn't for ghosting, but yeah, he's spun it. It's quite an easy corner to do it, in fairness. It's pretty much flat out. You're on edge through it. And he must have just slightly tapped a curb at the wrong time.
I think he did tap the inside curb a bit and it just sort of sent the car around. That Blocky Man now has got a 2-second lead over Oscar. That's just sort of helped him out a bit there. Give him in a good enough gap to breathe. But that's heartbreak. There's still another...
DRS has been enabled.
Yep, there's still another like 20 odd laps to go for Ads to try and recover from this, but it will be hard.
It will be hard, but Archie has activated that DRS now in the slipstream of Oscar. Surely this time the move is on. He goes down the inside, almost has to touch the grass there, but down the inside into the leg. Comes, they touch multiple times. He's had to bounce across all of the curves.
Oh, Oscar's out!
And he drops down. Oscar's out!
Oh, Oscar's done a Lewis Hamilton. Ads also spun at Eau Rouge. I was flicking over to him while this battle was happening. But this looks...
I'm not right, I don't know what
That's
happened there. I was on board with Archie, and I looked back, and they were just banging wheels, and suddenly Oscar was out.
Yeah, for me, I was flicking back to Ads because I wanted to see what happened. He spun at the top of Radion. But it seems that... It looks a bit like Hamilton in like 2011 when he hit the Sauber of Kobayashi and went straight into that wall.
Mm.
But I really wish I saw that now.
Same.
But Jaffa and
Chose
Fairley
the
have
wrong
now
camera angle for the
P2 and
moment.
3.
Yeah, they have. They have jumped right the way up. Archie's into he's down to P4, sorry.
Does Archie have any wing damage? That is the question.
I don't think he does, because he was hit on the rear, and then just kind of went, I'll just bounce over. So he might have some
floor damage. But
yeah,
we'll see here, as we should be getting under racing again very soon. I'm surprised that wasn't a full-blown safety car due to 2 accidents being on track. Oh, no.
Yeah, Archie did have damage.
He definitely got damage from that.
He'll go hard to the end then, and just make it work.
I mean, you can maybe make mediums to the end, 20 laps on them. He's going for... Yeah, he's going for the mediums. As
He's going
racing
mediums, yeah.
resumes, DRS is enabled. This isn't going to allow Jaffa to attack fairly here. We'll see what goes on.
Well, one Williams crashed out at Lecombe's last time round. Can a Williams gain a place this time?
Fairly seems to go a bit wide at Rouge already on there. We'll see what Jaffa's... Oh, and Zizou!
Oh, Zizou's out, and so is Chris!
Oh, they've had a crash at the top of Rouge. What is going on? Everyone's decided to crash.
Crash fest.
And it seems they must have been going side by side and just made contact going up.
You never want to go side by side up Eau Rouge. Never ever.
Unless you do it straight away, you get the move done, someone backs out. Like, you don't want to go too wide, especially at the top of the radius where it tightens up. But
yeah,
I'm surprised there's no safety car after that. Maybe because the BSC just come out, so there is no safety car. I've never experienced that before.
Yeah.
But
no, the stewards are just so good. The
marshals.
The marshals are just so good here. They clear stuff up in 30 seconds.
It was a shame that wasn't a fact with the rain. Everyone, this is your live viewing of the Grand Prix. This is what would have happened if it went ahead.
Is it?
And it was in dry.
In fairness, a Williams up near the top, yeah.
Mercedes.
A Red Bull up near the top, yeah, probably. Both McLarens messing up, one due to a crash and the other one due to just being slow. Well, actually no, both due to a crash in fairness, but still. McLaren's near the back. And then you've got, well, in fairness though, a Haas in 5th. Not very realistic.
It's Mazepin, what do you mean? Mazepin's the GOAT. I'm very sorry about that, Ross.
That is actually Mazepin. That is actually Mick Schumacher's Haas though. It's not Mazepin's Haas.
It's still Mazepin in my books.
You know the reason you can tell that, right? So it has
he
the
got a
1+1
sponsor?
logo, not the Haas logo.
I was going to say, it's because of the sponsor. Oh, yeah!
Yeah, that's literally the only reason.
As we have Jaffa.
Oh, every other car,
unfairly.
there's no tell.
Yes. You literally cannot tell if it's like George or relative. Oh, and Rossi's had to cut Lecombe.
Oh.
No, not Lecombe, sorry. I was just having a bit of a contemplating moment.
Unusual thing to do.
No, he had to go a bit wide. I think he
that?
locked up. I think he locked up into the corner, mid-corner, and just had to go straight on, sort of.
In fairness, very easy to do. I tried running no ABS for a while. My tyres were dead but in about 2 laps.
No. That is unfortunate. Well, we have this big battle now from second down to about P6. They're all within the DRS. Rossi on the verge of losing it. The dirty air through the chicane, though, is not very good to say. Oh, Jaffa goes a bit wide, to be fair, through Stabilo. This could allow Sem to pounce.
He lost a lot of time.
Yeah, he's out of the DRS as it stands. This could allow... Oh, and Tom Clark gets a penalty. But this could allow Sem to maybe go for a move here at the bus stop. We'll see, because it would sort of make him lose a bit more time to DRS. He doesn't make the move. But Jaffa, his tyres might be gone here.
He's losing them. He 100% is losing his tyres, and that's not a good sign at all. If he's losing his tyres 6 laps into the race, then we've still got a long, long way to go in this one. You'd expect your tyres to be able to last about 8.
And about 35% of it's been virtual safety cars. It's not very good sign to see. You're meant to go to about lap 9, lap 10 here. But here we go.
Sem's got a lot of overspeed.
Will he be able to get the move done? They both got the DRS. I think Jaffa's just let him through there. He's not really used too much overtake compared to Sem.
No.
But this can allow Sem to attack fairly.
He's going to go for it 100%. The main team on the junior team, of course it's not like that in WOR, but in real life, main team against junior team, and fairly he's going to be defending as hard as he physically can, and Sem is going to feel like Albon at Turkey.
Nico spun. He spun at the corner before a barge. I don't know the name of it, but and Surfy gets a penalty. But Nico spun, either spun or went off wide, but that's not very good for his tyres. He's getting a bit of understeer. He's holding up Alfie a bit here, so this could maybe like make Alfie a bit angry here. Through poo on.
Alfie's getting a little bit impatient there, I think.
He's seen that Nico's
He's barely been behind
off
him 3 seconds.
and thinking.
Little irritated.
Yeah, he's... Oh, and that's...
Oh, we've got to spin out Phoenix again.
He spun. He spun at No Name.
Same corner his teammate crashed out in qualifying. The McLarens are not having a fun time at No Name.
Let's have a look at Alfie and Nico. They're having a battle up here to the bus stop. I sort of want to go to this fairly Sem battle here, but Nico's kept the position. It's a 10th between them. We'll go back to the fairly Sem battle in a second.
Oh, Alfie goes down the inside though of Nico. Nico lets him through.
Nico must have had damage.
He pulls into pits actually.
As here we go, fairly Sem, Jaffa, Rossi, in a 4-car train. Let's see what happens here. Sem will have the DRS on Fairley. He should get the move done here. Fairley not defending too much, but here comes Jaffa as well, maybe. No, he doesn't use any of his overtake. But Sem gets P2.
He does. He moves up into P2, and Jaffa has to stay in
Fairley
P4.
getting a bit
I'm
loose.
guessing. Yeah, he is. He's struggling. Maybe he's struggling with his tyres now as well. But of course, Fairley and Jaffa, I would expect, know each other decently well. Both being in AMS, you would expect that they know each other decently well. So it won't be trying to irritate each other too much. Or it could be the opposite way and really want to get past each other because they've got a slight teammate rivalry in there as well.
That sort of oversteer there by Jaffa has just lost him so much time. It's allowed Rossi to catch up to him. Rossi has somehow been able to stick with this train. I think he's been pushing. No, he's not really even been pushing. He's just been driving normally, doing the normal ERS management. Fairly goes a bit wide there at Stabilo, but it seems that Rossi could have some real pace here for a podium.
He definitely could. But watch Sem here as he's about to escape that DRS. I don't think he'll manage it this lap, but 8 tenths is the gap as they go past the activation zone, so it won't be...
Fairly in.
Oh, Fairly pulls in.
Fairly in.
Here we go. So Jaffa will get DRS on Sem, but he's outside of that second. I think Sem could be free to start trying to chase down Fat Blocky Man here, because he has had almost easy ride so far. He's been so far ahead of the field ever since that spin from Osku. Well, ever since the spin from Ad, sorry.
Yes.
And the crash of Osku.
This could be a good strategy call here by Fairley. The undercut is very powerful around here. As here we have Rossi down the inside of Jaffa, gets the move done. Nothing much. Easy peasy, as easy as you like there for Rossi. But as I was saying, the undercut's very powerful around here because it's such a short pit lane, but it's such a long track. You can gain all your time on this fresh set. But Fairley's not even come out in traffic. He's got a 12-second window in front. This is beautiful for him. He's got Alfie behind, maybe a bit aggressive, trying to get through, but it seems it's Fairley's game here against Sem. If Sem doesn't pull in,
it's looking fairly good.
If Sem doesn't pull in, I think Fairley could jump him.
Yeah, he definitely could jump him. He'll also be looking to jump Fat Blocky Man here. That will probably be his main. I think that would actually be his aim. He'll want to be trying to get as close as physically possible to Fat Blocky Man and try and make that undercut work. Of course, the rule normally is 3 seconds is the gap you need. Tom Clark has spun.
He's spun up.
No name.
Oh, and Alfie's binned it.
Alfie's out.
He's binned it on the entry.
Safety car, maybe.
How has he done that? Sem's in.
I've seen it done before. You get on the curb too much.
Oh, yeah, he's probably just got on the curb on the outside. He's just spun the car.
Rode the curb and spun it along.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's no safety car again.
A lot of people are in the pits. No safety car. Wow.
As this could benefit Fairley here.
It will massively.
Let me check.
And will Fairley be ahead or behind? I'm pretty sure he'll be ahead.
The exit though cuts the first corner. We'll see, but Fairley side by side now.
Oh, it could be close. Just ahead.
Fairley ahead, as I said. It was in Fairley's hands how that played out. He's ahead. Good strategy there by the AlphaTauri, but the car's behind on 1 lap fresher mediums.
But they had to lift through a rouge, of course. Their tyre's not quite warm enough
Archie
to
and
go flat
Jaffa.
out. You have to take it careful.
Archie and Jaffa side by side, both got DRS going into their com. Ooh, Jaffa with a bit of a squeeze there on Archie.
And of course, Archie is now. This is the battle he was in before he had to pit. This is exactly where he was before now, but he is on 4-lap older tyres than the rest.
If Archie did, oh god,
so he's gonna have to push much harder.
If Archie boxed that,
Nice voice crack.
oh thank you. But if Archie didn't have to box for wind damage and box that lap normally, he could be at the front of this train, because you lose about 5
100%.
seconds with the wing damage. So
you really do.
He could have been at the front of this train. It's been a brilliant drive here so far. But Fat Blocky
Fairly, I think, is struggling for grip. He's had to take a couple stabs at the corners recently. Through the last couple, he's had to dip the wheel in a couple times to make it work.
I saw that.
So maybe he doesn't quite have the grip there into the entry of the corner.
I've seen that so far this race. He's sort of going a bit too much understeer on the car. Either he's running too low wings, or the tyres are just overheating. It's plain and simple. Too much too much pressure on the tyres. They're not going to withstand how aggressive you're driving. But we'll see what goes on here, especially with
Or maybe
Sem.
not enough pressure as well. Maybe not enough pressure. And
Not enough pressure to make the tyres too cold. Yeah, it could be that.
Yeah.
But Fat Blocky Man.
Blocky Man stays ahead, of course.
But the gap's actually
fairly
reduced a bit to 2.7, I would say.
2
2.6.
seconds gained. 2 seconds gained.
In 2 laps.
But not enough.
So that's about a second a lap on the old softs.
It really is. So that just shows how much faster you can get. But now the question is, how fast can they catch the top 3 now? And how fast can the top 3 then catch up to them on the fresh softs? That will be the question. They'll be pitting, not for a while. Another...
Tom Clark gets another
4
penalty.
laps.
That's probably up to about... That's up to 6 seconds of penalties now for Tom Clark, where everyone else is really on nothing. Surfy, actually, is P1. No, all these guys. Actually, when did Surfy box again? No.
Surfy.
Oh, Surfy's not, but I was thinking of ads. Sorry, Surfy. But Surfy, I thought he was ads, and he was P1. I saw the Ferrari, and
Ads is now an AI, I think he left.
yeah, he did leave. I forgot about that. He left. He could have been in a good position, you know. He boxed lap 9. For his AI boxed lap 9.
Right. Yeah.
But if he didn't leave, oh, Jaffa got 3 seconds. That's big. That is a big one.
That is very important. Because these guys, of course, are fighting for that final spot on the podium. Currently, it would go, of course, to Fairley and Sem, 2nd and 3rd.
Oh,
Jaffa was involved,
Phoenix
so I
is
don't think he'll be any more Phoenix.
He's done a Giovinazzi, but not collected a Williams this time. But he's got no front wing. He's got to nurse it through the Stabilo. That's him.
And on old hards as well.
Yeah.
Not only is he nursing it through with no front wing, he's nursing it through on the lowest grip compound after completely burning up his tyres. So he's not going to be feeling very nice, and he's not going to be happy. I think he might retire.
As we're now moving up to the Fairley Sem battle, it's 2 temps. Sem wants this position, he gets it. Down the inside so far, they're still side by side, but Sem cuts across Fairley there to get to assert his dominance of the position. But very good move there by the Red Bull driver.
Yeah, a bit cheeky, cutting across him just as the braking zone came along. But it's allowed. It's not illegal. He can do it, so he's done it, and quite cleverly as well. So he'll be happy with himself for that move as Archie gets overtaken by LGS because he's spun. He spun just before No Name.
That's the camber of Rivage there on the exit. If you put the foot down too much, or even if you go on the curb on the outside, you will spin. And Archie's just proven that to be the case here, maybe, if one of those 2 situations. Or he's just put the foot down too much in 3rd or 4th gear, and the car just was like, no, I'm not having this, and just rotated round.
Not good. Not good at all. Very, very easy to do that. And he's done it, and he's lost 5 seconds this pack, and is still, of course, on old tyres. If he hit the wall, he'll have to pit again, and he'll have to go onto another set of mediums because the softs aren't making it 10 laps.
No, they're not.
Well, they are, but not really.
No, it'll be 11 laps actually. Actually, no, it will be 10 laps. It'll be 10
11
laps.
Yeah, 10.
But that's still a hard task, especially with how much they fade in the final few parts of the lap. But the mediums will be old as well, don't forget. Except from Surfy, Callum and Valets. Oh, and Tom Clark's round, I think. Yeah, Tom Clark. He's actually done a Giovinazzi there. He's gone off at Pullon. And he's obviously front wing.
He's gone off at Pullon. He's lost 100%. That's a shame for Tom Clark.
Still be a safety car to
he's-
shake things up though. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, still yet to be a safety car. Callum is catching Valet here. Maybe he saved his tyres better because he was almost within that DRS range as they came into a Rivage. It's extended again and he messed up there, got to get staff of oversteer, but he is looking better. He's 1/10 away. I think this could be it. He could get the move for the lead of the race here, and that would mean a lot when they come into pit.
These guys on the mediums in front of you use a lot of overtake, and LGS, no, Jaffa's round. Jaffa has spun on the exit of No Name. Archie would have got collected there if there was no ghosting, but he's spun, he's binned it in a good position, but the penalty as well would have knocked him down. Oh, and it's gone bad to worse for Tom Clark. A 5-second time penalty, speeding in the pit lane. He's retired from the race. Bad day in the office there.
That makes sense. It is now a 3-horse race for second and third. Rossi currently would be the only one who doesn't get a podium out of those guys.
Let me check the warnings.
Fighting his absolute hardest
Let me check the warnings.
to get the move done on Fairley.
Sem's got no warnings. Fairley's got 1 warning. Rossi's got no warnings, so it's not in Fairley's hands at the minute. Phoenix gets a 3 seconds, but it's not in Fairley's hands as it stands.
It's not, especially with that 1 lap older tyres, of course, as well.
Yes, but the warning, like Sem and Rossi can have another 2 track extends, where Fairley only gets the 1.
Yep, they could gain some time during it as well. They could purposefully do it to make an overtake, and it would be completely legal according to the game. But Fat Blocky Man's about to make a move on Surfy, down the inside, into their comms, and it's a
good
move down the inside there with so much better tyres. Surfy just kind of has to give up the position. And he'll start chasing down Callum and Valet, who are fighting themselves at this stage. 6 tenths is the gap.
I've noticed as well, though, that the 3 drivers that haven't botched yet have used a lot of overtake. They've used a lot of their ERS.
Well, they have, haven't they?
They've eaten it up a lot. I noticed that like last lap, and
in fairness though, so is Sem. Sem is on 28%.
That's him trying to defend and overtake. So he's not been the best on the ERS management either. But these 3 drivers, I'm kind of shocked about, to be fair, because they've not really like needed the ERS yet.
No,
they sort of need it now.
It's also not that easy of a track to gain ERS back at, because of course there is some hard braking zones, but you're dropping so much of it down the straights because there's so many flat out sections.
Oh, she's run again.
Oh,
he took too much curb there. I know exactly what's happened there. I've done it many times.
He's pushing too hard. Yeah, he's pushing too hard.
He's getting a bit annoyed.
It's all going wrong. Yeah. Once you lose your head, it's so easy to completely lose it, and he's getting close to completely losing it at this stage. And flat, Blocky Man.
A lot of people do that in commentating. Valet, Callum and Surfy all in the pit lane.
Yes, they are. So,
on to fresh
Blocky Man is in the lead now.
Blocky Man in the lead.
The question is now, how fast can they catch back up? They've got to catch up and get past in the remaining, 7 laps.
As here comes Fairley, I think, on Sem here. Yes, he is. He's going round the outside on the straight. He's done it, and Archie's retired in the pit lane, and Phoenix has binned it.
Oh,
he's done the exact same thing again.
Well.
Phoenix has done it again. Same corner. In the exact same way. He's hit his front wing. He's spun out of the chicane and lost his front wing.
The McLarens aren't liking this track, are they?
Oh, and now Callum's got a 3-second time penalty. That is
the Valet,
big.
the only one without a penalty. He is the one who can win this race. The only one, I'd say, that can win this race now, as he takes so much curve through No Name.
He's got 1 warning, so he's still sort of not.
Oh, he touches the curve at Puon. That's so dangerous to do.
That was so close.
Hard.
Good reactions there from the Aston Martin driver.
Yeah. He really lost the rear end. You can see as he goes deep. Again, he's pushing too hard. That car is not liking how hard he's pushing it. He's over the limit at this stage. He needs to get back to the limit.
He just needs to regroup now. We'll see how he goes later on in the race. He's Phoenix is also retired. Both McLarens are now out. It's just gone from bad to worse for them today. From such high positions, mistakes have just cost them.
Jaffa could be in for some points still here today after what has to say was a good qualifying, but not gone too well for him in the race, has it?
Yes.
He's on the mediums. He's in P11, but Nico will have to pit again. He's on 6-lap-old softs. Those aren't making the end, so he will have to pit. And of course, Matvel is on 7-lap-old hards. There is a possibility, or Nico's pitted now, that Matvel's on hards. It's possible that Jaffa could catch up to him by the end, so possible 2 points here today.
Yes, a possible 2 points, but don't forget Matvel doesn't have a penalty yet. It seems like Rossi, Sam and Fairley are just all stuck in this train now. They're not fighting too much here. Where Valley and the car guys behind are catching very quickly. It's gone from, I would say, about 8 seconds to now about 7. So he's gained a second a lap.
In the DRS of LGS. He's within that DRS now,
LGS
so
made a mistake into the bus stop last lap. He's been making a few mistakes on these medium tyres. Don't think the car is liking him too much. But we'll see what goes on.
The pressure's getting to him as well.
Yes, the pressure could be getting
to him.
But look at Valet.
I think that's what second, third and fourth are just being careful about. Making sure that they survive, they don't crash each other out, and almost working together at trying to pull away and stay ahead. Oh! Rossi's hit the wall.
Oh, Rossi's
I don't think he's got any damage, but he has hit the wall.
Could he be saved by the damage model? That would be brilliant for him. Oh, he's gone a bit wide. I think he might have a bit of damage. He could have a bit of damage. Valet gets LGS.
Is now past. Oh, LGS is right there, though.
They're getting
trying to make a move down the inside again.
Valet's just got so much more grip, so much more later on the brakes. It's absolutely beautiful there, though, by the two of them through Blanchimont, side by sides. It's like Verstappen and Nazarov. But Rossi, even though he touched the wall, is still with the pack, with the two cars in front.
Yeah, I think he's been saved by the damage model there. If he did that in real life, he'd be out.
Oh,
but I think
no question, out.
Yeah, I think the game has saved him here. And it's allowed him to make this mistake and allowed him to hit.
Here comes Callum as well now on LGS. LGS is, I think, yeah, LGS got more ERS, but he's not using it. And again, softs, so much later. Callum can just breeze by on the brakes. There's so much more grip.
I would also probably assume, because Callum's been pushing a little bit harder, his brakes might be in a better working temperature as well.
Yes.
He's been pushing a little bit
especially
harder.
Especially his tyres as well.
So maybe his tyres and brakes will be in a better working temperature, not only condition. So that could be a limiting factor for him as well. Yeah. Valet is caught 1.5 seconds this lap alone.
He is ridiculous. Flying. He wants
2 seconds now.
The softs are fast, and Jack has spun. Oh no! What?
I was saying he could get points. I said he could get points.
Oh, and he spun again.
Jaff. Oh! He tried to hit the corner normally. His tyres were already bad. That's not what you want to be doing.
He was lucky to keep out of the wall there. But
he was.
It's now 3.2 and they've not even finished the lap. The softs.
Rossi dropped off.
Oh.
Rossi has now dropped off. He's in the pits. Yeah, he did get damage. He did get damage.
He got damage. He might have even done it again. We didn't see.
He might have.
But this is allowing Valet to have more clean air to hunt down. He could easily get P3, P2 here. He is absolutely flying right now on these soft compound tyres. I would not be surprised.
Only question is, can he hold on to this pace until the end? Because he's pushing these tyres very hard, especially if Callum starts trying to make overtakes on him. They're going to slow each other down. Can they keep the pace up right until the end of this? And of course, Sem has the DRS and Valet doesn't, which also will not be helping him.
Yes, so he sort of needs Fairley to get a little bit of a move on here. A little push here from Fairley would be good for Valet, because that will push Sem out of the DRS. But it's very close to losing the DRS here with Sem. This could be good for Valet, but I don't even think Valet even cares about that he's got DRS, because look, he's gained all the time back immediately through this middle sector. The softs just have so much more grip than these mediums that he's able just to push harder through the corners and just get more response out the car. He's gained 2 seconds through that chicane.
Sem's out of it. Sem has just dipped out of it there. No, he's back in. It's teetering. It's going to be
He's
close
using the
whether he gets
ERS.
it or not.
He's using the ERS
I've
to get
seen
back
it.
in.
He's having to, yeah.
He's on the verge of losing it here. If he loses this,
not.
this could be, well, set to Valet. He just needs the match point to get the overtake done on Sem here and not get a penalty. But it's now 4.4. He's not gained as much as I thought he would this lap. But still,
I think we were seeing ridiculous time gains because Rossi was dropping back.
yeah.
I think it gave us an unreal expectation because, of course, Rossi was dropping back fast and we didn't realise it
Sem
until he was
has
2 seconds
DRS
behind.
there. He does. He probably. I think he just ticked. He don't have DRS. Sem doesn't have DRS. This is big. This is big for Valet because he won't lose any time now down the straights.
You won't lose any time except from, of course, that tiny bit of slipstream that Sem will be getting off of fairly. It won't be that much because he is a second behind.
And now Surfy's
trying to make a move on LGS.
He's gone wide. I think he went a bit wide there around the outside.
Yeah,
That's not going to be good for him, especially if he wants to hunt down the cars in front. He now has.
Way
He's now,
too late.
yeah, he probably did. I wouldn't be surprised. But look, Valet now. He could get this down to the 3.9 second mark through this middle sector. Through pull on he goes. It's 4.2. They gained a bit there for the mediums actually through the middle sector.
Also, another reason why the medium runners are, I think, disappearing they're not losing as much time. They've picked up the pace as well. Blocky Man, I think, is staying at the same pace. However, Fairley was catching him this lap. He's lost a bit of time again, but he was catching him. So I think Fairley and Sem are both picking up the pace because they don't want to lose a podium here.
Can we just appreciate the drive Blocky Man has done? It lights the flag. He's been absolutely on it today. 4.9.
He really has.
He's been keeping it around that 4 second mark. Even when he lost it to about 2 seconds, he shot it straight back up. He's been relentless today.
I think he's happy with 5 seconds. I feel like he could push it more, but he's just managing it, making sure he doesn't make any mistakes
And just gets home safely.
Relaxing into this one.
This would be.
He doesn't. I've never been in a position in a race where I could do that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know whether you have, but it must feel good to be able to just back off and.
I have. It felt nice just to relax a bit, you know, and just enjoy the race you're in instead of having to keep your head down and keep pushing, keep focusing on everything around you. Valet gets better.
Whoa! Oh, what a catch by Valet. I thought he was round.
Can we also
Seriously
appreciate that
round.
Valet is in cockpit cam?
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. He's in cockpit cam and he's absolutely smashing this. Of course, T cam is the one that is apparently best, but you know.
I use it. It's. I feel like it's better to drive him, but.
Same.
Oh, and that's Jaffa again
Agree.
around. He's binned it at the bus stop. He might even get overtaken
needs a
by
safety car.
Adsai. There won't be a safety car. 2 little laps left.
Oh yeah. No longer chance for a safety car on lap 19 of 22. About to go on to lap 20. We're about to only have 3 laps left. I don't think Valet can get a podium here. He's not catching enough.
No, he's not, is he? He's only gained about 4/10 this lap. Jaffa, yeah, I think Jaffa's going to get overtaken by Ads' AI here. It should be a tiny bit embarrassing.
Could you check what level the AI is on? See, if it's on 41, even I wouldn't be overtaken.
I
pride
shall
myself
have a
in
look
being
now
bad.
for you. It will be on simulation settings. It's on 80.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad.
Okay, that's fair enough then. That's not.
I
too
would.
bad.
I didn't know they changed it, so it's not as bad as it thought. But to be fair, Valet, I think he's turning up the pressure now. 3 laps to go. 4 laps to go. Oh, 3 laps.
Although he's literally just run out of ERS.
And here comes
He's on
Callum, maybe.
1%.
Callum's been saving the ERS. He's going down the inside. Oh,
Ooh.
but he backs out.
If he goes for it, he'll go for it he'll go for it next lap if he goes for it, I think, because then it gives him 1 lap to make the gap / force Valet into a mistake that will maybe.
I would have maybe sent it there and then
get the penalty.
push as much as possible.
Maybe a little bit too far behind. P5's good points the first race. Do you want to really sabotage that? I don't know.
Consistency is key. I found that out in Tier 4 last season, actually. Consistency is key.
And you moved up to Tier 3 as a result.
Yes, because I won the championship. So I'm the reigning champion of this tier. So
You know everything there is to know.
yeah, I know everything there is to know, especially about Blocky Man. He is very quick. He is a good driver, clean driver as well. He can put the pressure on when he wants to, and then he can just relax when he needs to. Blocky Man is a very good driver here.
It's what we like to see, clean driving. To be honest, I really couldn't. These guys could be driving in PLP 50s at 2 miles an hour, but as long as they're clean and we see some good racing, I couldn't care less.
I sort of want to see that now. I want to see that.
PLP 50s round Spa.
Yeah, PLP go-karts run Spa would be even better.
Nah, PLP 50s would be better because like there's less safety protection and they go slower.
A reliant Robin.
PLP 50s are slower than go-karts.
A reliant Robin. Three-wheelers going up Erosion Rally on.
Oh yeah, PLP 50s three-wheel
True.
as well.
But I don't flip as much as a reliant Robin.
Yeah. Are you sure about that? It's tiny and it's very top-heavy.
That is very true. But here comes Callum.
So,
This is gotta be it. He's gotta get it done now. As he goes down the inside of the straight, Valet had no defence there. He's out of ERS. Callum now needs to get his foot down to the floor and absolutely push for these final 2 laps to try and get this P4.
he's got a lap and 2/3 to do it. He's got to get 3 seconds. Oh, he makes a mistake though through Rivage. The starters charge off. I think it's going to have to be waiting for Valet to make a mistake here because I think Valet's going to play it smart and he's going to almost relax into it and make sure he stays within the 3 seconds. That's all he has to do. I say all, but he doesn't have to do anything special. He just has to stay within 3 seconds for 2 laps, which shouldn't be that hard.
No, but we could see as well, maybe Callum catching up to Sem. It's 2.4 going into the final lap, and if he pushes hard enough, we can maybe see that come down to about 0.8 of a second. He's already got the second read to Valet here. It's 0.9. If he absolutely sends it into this bus stop section, it could be out of the RS.
You never know, and if Semen holds himself up by fighting fairly, we definitely could see that. And Jaffa has stolen that extra point off of Valet by stealing his fastest lap.
Yes.
So as it stands, no one will get the point. So I think Jaffa's thinking ahead and going, I don't want anyone to have this point.
It could come down to that point.
Championship. Yeah. Well, if it comes down to that 1 point at the end, I need that. Thank you very much. I need that to be taken away.
Oh, I think it's gonna be. Fairly and Sem are quite close on the ERS. It's about 8%. Oh god. 8% in it. But here we go, it's the
really
final
does
lap.
not like you today.
No, my voice is not like it, man. It's the final lap. Oh, that was Sem's really last opportunity.
Wait, 1.5 gains. 1.5 seconds gains in under a lap.
We could maybe
it's possible
see
that
here.
Callum can take P4 here.
We could maybe see an upset here and get P4 to Callum. Oh god. No, come on, it's final few laps. Sem, it's 3/10 behind Fairley.
Get some water down you, mate. Get some water down you. Yeah, Sem very, very close to Fairley now. Can he make the move? Surely he can. Well, he's going to try.
And also to note on Fairley's got cockpit cam.
Oh, Callum's spun! Callum's spun!
Oh no! He's kept it luckily, but he's gone round. Oh my god! The dream was nearly there. He was pushing too hard. He's still going to get P5 luckily. He kept it out the wall, I think. Did he keep out the wall? I was looking at Sem. He kept it out the wall. Oh, I mean, respect for him keeping it out there. But he's going to get
Can Sem dive down the inside? No, he's way too far behind, so Fairley will take second. It's Fat Blocky Man
wins the Belgium Grand Prix. The first round of the season goes to the Mercedes driver. Fairley in P2 and Sem in P3. Valet will come across the line fourth.
P4. Callum P5, Surfy P6. LGS can quite stay within the penalty range of Surfy at the end, so takes P7. Rossi takes P8. It could have been more, but he hit that wall and it screwed him over, so P8 for him.
Unlucky,
Matt Vell, I'm not even going to lie, I didn't really notice Matt Vell was in most of that race. It was a very quiet race, but he's taken 2 points, so fair enough.
Those 2 points could be crucial at the end of the season. Exactly. You'll never know.
Exactly. And Nico takes the final point with 6 seconds of penalty, but that doesn't matter because Jaffa is 32 seconds behind him. We're gonna have to wait for Jaffa to cross the line here. But
come on, Jaffa, let's show us what you got. You know, show us what you got.
We're
But
on board with him. No pressure.
that was a brilliant race there by Blocky Man and the top 3 in general. It was absolutely brilliant. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Brilliant racing as well, but there's been a lot of incidents where I'm surprised there was no safety car.
Yeah, same. I'm very, very surprised we didn't have a full safety car. I think, I don't know, maybe none of them were on track except from one, and that was the one that was on track was actually during qualifying, so that could be why. But yeah, it's odd one.
Shall we do some interviews or shall we not?
Let's do some interviews.
Let's see if we can do some interviews with the drivers to see their thoughts on the race.
Well, we're going to be getting the Scotsman and the Englishman and the Brit in the party. They're all British drivers on the podium.
It's good to see.
And then of course an Australian in P4, so pretty much a Briton. And then
pretty much.
P5, 6, 7, 8, all Britons as well. P10 a Briton. Matt Vell ruins the streak with being Czech, but we love Czechs. We love Czechs.
I'm gonna message them in the chat to see.
Is that AlphaTauri are the only team? Oh no, sorry, Haas as well. AlphaTauri and Haas, the only teams that have 2 drivers in the top 10.
I'm gonna ask the drivers in the top 3 to see if they'd like to come in for some interviews.
Yeah, please do. This Constructors Championship is going to be insane as well, of course.
It will be.
There's no favourite at all. Absolutely not. Mercedes leading currently, of course, with Fat Blocky's win.
Will it be
But
Mercedes?
his teammate's not looking strong at all.
Yes.
If Rossi gets better, of course, Callum looking fast. If Rossi also looking fast, can he get further up? I think Haas could 100% be fighting for this, but not for the drivers so far, I don't think.
Sam said that he would love to come in for some interviews. He said sure.
Send him an invite then.
I shall once I log back into the lobby. I'm in.
Let's send
an invite.
Fat Blocky and what's his face as well. Why is
Fairly.
So yeah, Fairly. There you go. What's his face? Just call him that for the rest of the season now. What's his face?
What's his face wins the Grand Prix. Invited them all to party, see if they would like to join. Hello, Sam. Welcome. If you'd like to include your audio. Fairly's in. Things you really do love to say.
Right, Sam. We'll start with you. P3 for you in the end today. And actually, I want to start off with, were you worried near the end, of course? You were being caught pretty fast. Was there any part of you that thought maybe you would lose your podium?
Oh, it was a difficult one, to be honest. Well, firstly, well done to Fairly and Fat Blocky Man. Like, I didn't have the best quali I wanted. I should have been a bit higher up in quali, but even so, they both definitely had too much for me. The soft runners at the end, at first they were closing by 2 laps, but I know that the softs drop off quite a bit. So when I saw that the gap was closing in by about a second and they were 4 seconds back with about 3-4 laps to go, at that point I knew it was safe. But yeah, there was a little bit of a worry, but I was mainly focused on Fairly, Rossi, Jaffa, all those guys, and yeah. Nice, good race. Bit sweaty at the end, but I enjoyed it.
You had to hold on a lot of the time there. You were right within it. Steve, anything you want to say?
Yeah, I just wanna quickly ask about the battle with Fairly. It was a brilliant battle. What was your takes on it?
Oh well, actually, me and Fairly kind of get on, like, because we both help run teams and stuff. So naturally our paths have crossed a few times. So yeah, I was actually in a party with him for the race. And yeah, I mean at the start it was kind of a case of just like, don't try anything stupid. Like, we were both working our way up as other people were making mistakes. But then near the end, it was kind of just like, yeah, dead silence. A couple of times he nearly broke the DRS. I think once he actually broke it by about 1,000th of a second. But then he made a couple of mistakes from that I was just about able to get in, but I was just never close enough to make the move. He was probably quick. I think we probably have quite similar pace, which is quite nice as well. It's good when you just trade in corner times. It's like you're just basically taking the track in the exact same way. It was really difficult to stay with him. I had to push quite a bit, but yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. A little disappointed I didn't get him at the end, but I didn't really have an opportunity to. So at the same time, I'm not really too disheartened. I wanted a podium on today if I got it together, and I got that, so I'm happy.
So you got the results you wanted after all.
Indeed.
So, shall we move on to Fairly? Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the stream for the first time of the season. What was your takes on the battle with Sam?
Yeah, as I say, I said to him, probably it was around just after the medium pits, I think, because I said the most awkward thing ever is being in a party with the guy who you're battling with and he's right behind you. So it was kind of like, I mean, see, we were kind of like working well together a bit as well, just to kind of protect each other from Rossi as well. So we were trading places a few times just to protect him, and obviously Jack was hanging on the back as well. But obviously he decided to bin it, I think.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah,
A couple of times, to say the least.
I noticed the delta went up to about 0.8 or 0.9 at one point, so it was kind of like radio silence for a bit, and I really started pushing. As I say, I think I did actually maybe break it once or something like that, but then I went. I broke a bit deep in turn 1 about 4 laps at the end, and I gifted him DRS back. And he even said thank you as I was like, damn.
Yeah, you did break it once. Like, it was literally by 1,000. It flicked over right on the DRS line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that lap I got a bit of wheel spin out of turn 1. Actually, it was a bit annoying. I put the power down a little bit too aggressively because I knew it was going to be close in the detection. But yeah, that wouldn't have mattered anyway. I don't think. Fairly, probably just about had the pace on me.
I had to be careful as well, as to not burn my ERS to at least have some to defend with once he did have DRS. So I was always saving it a bit just in case he got that close. But I think. I think I just edged it today, but I think it's going to be like that for most of the season. For us, me and him are going to be quite together, I think.
Also, some good battling to come, maybe. Wesley, is there anything you would like to add on?
I mean, qualifying was good for you, but like, you probably would have wanted it to go slightly better. I saw you make a slight mistake at the end of that one. Was there more pace in that lap, and was there more pace in the race, of course, as well, with the Mercedes ahead?
Well, warming up, I was doing like 42.2, so there was definitely more pace in quali. But my 1 lap pace is never ever great. I'm always much better in the race. But the guy in first just stayed at 4.9 seconds for ages. I was looking at it at the start of every lap, and then all of a sudden I looked at the last lap and it was 6.2. So I think he had more pace as well.
Yeah. They're probably like, how has he gained so much in that little lap time? Like, what else can I do?
I was like that. But I think it didn't help that obviously a couple of guys in front killed each other to begin with, and then he's away by a couple of seconds, and one of them nearly came back on track and nearly took me out as well. So that was lucky.
Was that ads in the Ferrari?
I think it was a McLaren.
Oh, it was Archie then. Archie with Bosky.
At the end of the Camel Straight, they kind of had a bit of a ding dong, but I don't know why the battle that hard so early on.
Yeah, it's just the way it goes. Really, you're lucky to survive. You did a good race, both of you did. Good battling. Like, the only thing you could have asked for more was just to try and win, but Blocky Man was just too fast. He was flying out there today.
I think if we had his DRS, then it might have been a different story, but we just couldn't catch him.
No, it didn't really help that you didn't have his DRS, but that's the way it goes. Thank you guys for joining the interviews.
Yep, it's no problem.
Yep. Great race from you guys today, both getting podiums. Great way to start off the season, and what a race it was. Somehow no safety car. We really don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people
left,
which was kind of disappointing in a way.
But Mylander was having a day off apparently. I guess wanted to bring out just the V's season instead.
I'm actually
He
quite
was feeling a bit
surprised.
sick. He didn't want to go out in the car in case he got motion sick today.
Exactly.
But thank you guys for watching. What a race it's been. What a stream it's been. Thank you guys, and I hope to see you guys again next week. And of course, don't miss out tomorrow and of course Thursday as well for the other series. So yeah, thank you guys and goodbye.
Bye.